team I usually like to run into right out of the gate on the round table is I always say this: success attracts success. And so I like to start with wins, something that's magnetic. I'm a big believer in quantum mechanics and quantum physics. I've read a little bit of Einstein, and I've also listened to a few audiobooks in my lifetime. There's one particular book that you guys should all read if you haven't read it. It's called Happy Pocket Full of Money. Happy Pocket Full of Money. Yeah, there's some money stuff in it, you know, how it's attracted to you. But what it's really about is the ripple effect, right? When you throw a stone into a pond and the way that physics works, we totally understand that those little ripples come off that stone that we throw into that pond. And so we want to be throwing the right stones in that create the right ripple effects. And of course, I want you guys to just take a moment and think about some of the cross ripples that might be engaging into your day-to-day life that might not be aligned with the ripples that you're looking to live or experience consistently in your life. And with that being said, guys, I think we would agree that each and every one of us has a mobile device that's a smartphone that's usually in our pocket, on our hip, implanted into our brain almost nowadays in 2025. And it's very, very easy for those ripples to cross through what our core values and what we really believe to be the true path in our life. So I caution you, become extremely aware of what is taking place with these multi-billion-dollar corporations that are really geared to monetizing through grabbing your attention, regardless of whether it's good or bad. And so you guys get my drift here, right? I think that's an important one. So Matthias, I know you have your hand up, but then we'll go into the wins. Let's go ahead, Matthias.
So I have two things. One's a win, and one is another book reference. I was just talking to someone on the phone, and one of the things I find across the many calls that I make is this fear of the unknown, or fear of moving forward, or fear, this analysis paralysis type idea where we stop, we can't move because we're stuck in this, it's so difficult, and I don't know, maybe I can't do this. There's a book, it's really small, really short. It's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I would encourage anybody to read it. It's a short read, very impactful. The win I have is it's been about 1 year since I spoke with one of my customers. It came in on me reaching out. So I reached out to this person about a year ago, and I was making calls to airports and all these airports in southern US and stuff, and just ended up chatting with this person. And it's interesting. A year later, we're finally dealing with him getting into the business and all this kind of cool stuff. So it's really cool when you really put in time and effort and the conversations, and you just stay consistent, like Judd just said. Just be consistently there for your clients. And some don't start right away, some start later on, but keep putting those in your pipeline and keep active.
Such a good point. And Matthias, I just pushed on pause. I know you got Fathom as well, but just to touch on something, guys, that I was in my vehicle. I was going to shoot 7 videos today out in the field to help our community and to help drive some fun knowledge to our industry. And I was in the vehicle and I got this call from a client of ours who's like, man, I've been stuck at making $30,000 a month for the last 4 years. And I'm like, well, why do you think that you're stuck at the 30 grand a month for the last 4 years? And like some of us would say like 30 grand a month is awesome, man. Like that's really good stuff. Now that's revenue. Okay. That's revenue, right? Some of us would still say that's not too bad. That's $250,000 a year with a seasonal business at 50% margin, running at a buck, buck 15, buck 20, kind of a situation. That's still not bad, right? But he was like 4 years, man. Like I'm hearing guys that are building 7-figure businesses in this industry. And so I asked him, I said, why do you think you're stuck? And he goes, well, I don't exactly know. It's why I'm calling you, but I need more time in my day. And I'm like, you don't need more time. You need to be doing different things with your time that are going to drive the result at a deeper level for you. Who here has ever been like, man, I wish I had more time in a day? I think we all want more time in a day. And who here's been like, man, I haven't been able to get all the stuff done that I've got going on in my life today. And at the same time, you have a massive, massive challenge that might be financial. It's like I'm making it by, I don't have enough time in my day. I'm just not getting it all done. And I'm on this hamster wheel. I'm trying to achieve tremendous success in my life. And I'm just like, all you have to do is change what that yellow brick road looks like for you and what you're actioning precisely. You know, we speak about this on the roundtable all the time. It's like $2,500 driveways is $1 million. That's a lot of work. I don't ever want to do 2,000 driveways at $500 each. I want nothing to do with it. I'd prefer to go put out 50 quotes at $85,000 each and have a 25% conversion rate to get to the 12 and a half jobs that I'm going to do mill and pave jobs and have performance partners execute on it. And I'm going to make 15 points off of the deal. I could go and get 50 quotes out. Are there 50, $85,000 opportunities out there? Absolutely. There's 500, $250,000 jobs. But what happens is we get stuck in that hamster wheel going, man, I've been doing the same thing over and over and again for 4 years and I'm doing 30 grand a month. Yeah, I'm making ends meet. But at the end of the day, it's like, you don't need more time. You just need a different plan. So he said, well, how can I get to $500,000 next year? And I'm like, it's really simple, really, really simple. Let's set your revenue targets with a gross profit of X. And then let's build a budget for your business so that you understand what the roadmap looks like to be able to achieve that. You can't go and build your prospect lists until you have some kind of a financial roadmap that you're going to be executing on. You're putting the cart before the horse. It's backwards. So many people go out there and it's knock on door, grind, 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 hustle, build prospect lists, go after it, try to book pavement assessment appointments, get proposals, close deals, just go out there and work and hustle and hustle. But it's like, shit, man, if I want to make $250,000 in net, then I need a plan to be able to execute on a $600,000 revenue plan of self-performing projects. What do I need to self-perform that? What kind of equipment? What kind of teams? What kind of funding? A lot of us are like, holy shit, like, I don't know how to do all of that. And it's like, that's okay. It's okay. But maybe what we should do is dream and then build the reality of what that plan looks like that we need to execute on. Because every single person on here, I promise you, every person, we all have a different dream. And each of our plans will be different than each other's to achieve the dream. Got a guy who was on, and then I know I ramble a little bit, so I apologize if I speak a lot, guys, but hopefully you can pull away some golden nuggets and some value from it, right? I spoke to a guy last Thursday, actually it was last Friday, with Dylan McCann. Dylan McCann's a pretty cool cat for those of you that know him. And for those of you that don't, I hope you get to meet him. He's a really good guy, and cares genuinely. He's head of our coaching division. Dylan McCann and I were on this meeting with this guy who has been in business. He's been an employee for quite a period of time, wife in the military. And he hopped on that call and he said, I really, really want to change what I'm doing. I want to build a life that provides me with more freedom. And I believe that the asphalt industry is a great way to be able to achieve that. And we went through things as to what he needed. And at the end of the call, he's like, I'm going to go talk with my wife about what we need to do to move forward, right? And he came back to us with an email today that said, my wife and I are going to do it the hard way. We want to take it the slow, hard way, and we want to fall. We want to deal with the pain. We want to deal with the struggle. We want to be able to experience what it's like to really go through the ups and downs and grinds of building the business. And in my head, in that moment, I'm just like, brother, I pray I pray that you don't have to go through all the ups and downs and all arounds that I had to go through when I was trying to figure it out all on my own. At least join the round table. At least join the round table. Not here tonight, folks. My point is that there's two different types of people in this world. There's people who want to really go after this and do it right and get there in consistent, non-chaotic checkpoints and sprint type environments. And then there's other people that want to figure it all out on their own and just go through the hard knocks, which I'm not knocking, by the way. I'm just saying for those of you that really, really want to do this the right way, please, please leverage all of the YouTube University that's out there, leverage the resources, leverage the community, leverage the systems, because this industry is filled with opportunity, filled with opportunity. So my win is having that conversation with that gentleman that was stuck for a long period of time, being able to help him with that, but also understanding after that, that there's some people that want to do it their own way, and I get it. But shit, if there's a faster way to do it and you have the framework to be able to grab a hold of and embrace, grab it and go. Asphalt is everywhere. The jobs you hunt are the jobs you hunt. There's big ones, there's medium-sized ones, and there's small ones. Ben Garcia, your hand is up, brother.
Well, I appreciate you what you shared with me. I was talking to a guy before he took the coach, and he's like, I knocked in so many doors, and I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to get customers, right? And he started following the process, and now he's getting too many jobs that he can't keep up, right? And I got these experience when I was in college, man. I used to be in the swimming team, and there was this really big dude. And I was like, I'm just gonna smoke him, right? And we both dive at the same time in the pool, man. And this guy completely left me in the dust, man. I lost big time, and that's because I didn't have the techniques. I wasn't following the right process, man. And it really makes a difference. I share this experience because at some point I was about to quit, right? I was at an inflection point, and Dylan, it's like you build so much momentum that if you quit right now, like everything's gonna go to waste. So we made some adjustments on how I was doing things, and I went from not having any appointments in 3 weeks to having 7 appointments the next week. It's incredible, man.
Bro, when you were WhatsApping with Dylan and I earlier and you're sending like, he's like, how many assessments did you have today?
Uh, well, 7 in 1 week, 7 assessments, man.
7. And he's like out there doing photos and he's like, guys, this parking lot right here, can I maintain this part? Like, can I restore this parking lot or is it a replace? And I'm like, in capital letters, DEAD, it's dead. But I'm like, go hunt the mill and pave, hunt the new installation. That's like $100K job right there, man. Like, let's go. You're on site. You've booked an assessment, shake hands, get to know people, meet people, get them to know, like, and trust you through consultative sales, build the relationship. You don't have to hard sell them on the spot. They want to be consulted on this stuff, right? And as long as you're genuine, you look them in the eyes, you pull your shoulders back, you show up branded, and you have a good conversation with them, and you get them a good assessment that nobody else is really delivering. Like, straight up, guys, straight up, if we were to ask a Facebook group that we are the owners of, 25,000 people in the group, if I ask the question, who here does pavement assessments, I guarantee that it's less than 2% of them.
Yeah.
You guys have so much leverage as that stage in your sales pipeline. Remember your sales pipeline, right? Prospect, sales qualified lead. And if a lot of this is already built into Dash, but like prospect, sales qualified lead, pavement assessment appointment booked, pavement assessment appointment completed and delivered, proposal, closed one, closed lost. If closed one, work order, subcontractor, or self-perform. Easy peasy. If you follow that process, now obviously there's intricacies in each one of those stages, but if you're going to book pavement assessment appointments and you have the script, follow the script and dial those prospects that you've enriched from Apollo or Phantom Busters and go after it. Like I was on a meeting with a guy, I can say his name because he's a good friend of mine. And we've worked together now for 2 years. Dan Leotode, building a pavement asset management company. He's a super broker, doesn't own a shovel, but he has performance partners that are executing on his projects. He's now going multi-state, right? Year 2. I'm on with Dan and I'm just like, the opportunities are absolutely everywhere. I literally went on Google Street View on one busy street and I looked down the street and sure enough, there's a Chevrolet dealership and I turned the Street View camera towards it. And guess what's sitting right in the front door of their entrance with 2 guys staring at it on the parking lot? Guess what it was? Any ideas? A 4-foot by 4-foot crevice, a pothole that's in front of their front entrance and they're staring at it. One guy, you could see it was probably a mechanic that was going inside the front door of the dealership. And I'm like, I could create such a meme with this screenshot right now. And I said to myself, I'm like, that was just a quick scan. I mean, can you imagine that I sat there with my coffee and I did an hour of prospecting on the busiest streets, the 3 busiest streets that I know in just my geographical area. And I'm talking about each one of you. If you just went to Google Street View and you did your prospecting and your virtual drive-bys, and you just turned the camera and you looked on the parking lot. The Google cars even go in some of these parking lots, like McDonald's. You'll see a lot of the time they'll go in for a Happy Meal or something. They'll go drive through the drive-through and take photos of the whole parking lot. And it's like, that's at our fingertips. And so what I want us to think about with our business, and for those of you that take it and run with it, I want you to think about you being the most advanced pavement asset management company that leverages technology and AI to be able to build and scale your business by building a machine business, not a hand crank business. Hand cranking your business is fun at the beginning for a little bit of time, but it gets tiring to hand crank it. But once you have systems in place that you're executing on, and it takes time, it doesn't happen overnight, it doesn't happen in 3 months, a couple of years. Give yourself a couple of years to build something really nice and build it as though you're almost going to franchise it. You know how Starbucks works so well? Starbucks works so well, right? Pizza joints work so well. It's literally real estate operations people. Real estate operations people. And it's like just replicable. That's how you want to be really building your business when you're bootstrapping it out of the gate yourself. You want to be building it that way. So the 5 pillars that exist for your business is marketing. These notes are going to be awesome. By the way, you guys can get all these notes afterwards in this all recording, but you have marketing, you have sales, you have your operations, you got your finance, and you've got the systems that tie it all together. That's a really important piece for enterprise value. Marketing, social proof lead generation, sales, making sure you can communicate on an emotional level with the people that you're communicating with. Operations, core values, culture, SOPs, emergency tactics, things that you deal with when a trailer falls off a truck or a seal coat rig splits down the middle. What do I deal with? If my seal coat rig goes down, can I rent one? Do I have a supplier that can get me the parts quickly? Finance, have I set up the budget? Do I understand a P&L, basic P&L? Do I understand balance sheet, cash flow? And then the systems that tie it all together. When you nail that, as a business owner that's bootstrapping, when you start to get these pieces in place, that's heavily replicable. That can be built super, super easy and scaled because people are attracted to systems that are reliable and that are proven to work. I cannot hire on a salesperson for my sales engine if they don't understand what kind of sales processes exist. They don't want to come on as a closer doesn't want to come on unless you have pavement assessment appointments that are booked, right, Ben, all over the calendar. You making those phone calls 100 calls a day sucks. When you have a pavement assessment appointment setter that's doing it on your behalf to book them, different story. So again, just make sure that as time goes on, and for those of you that are already operating those systems, congratulations, keep at it. Be patient with yourself. They're not going to be perfect over time. Have outside parties review them, feel them. For those of you that are new to them, what I've shared with you tonight is the seeds that you should be planting right now, and you should be watering them and really paying close attention. Hank, you've got your hand up. Mr. Hank.
Good stuff. Thanks, Judd. Okay, I think Matisse must have read my mind. He talked about fear of the unknown. So I got my marketing machine. The wheel is starting to turn. So I got to get in touch from a client. He wants a removal install. So I went out, I did an estimate, and I'm in contact with a good performance partner, has years of recommendations, no complaints. He gave me a good price. So like I said, fear of the unknown. I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome going on, you know. So can you give me like a bullet point list of the boxes that I should check when doing, you know, a broker deal like this?
Yeah, so you always want to make sure you have a subcontractor agreement that's in place. For those of you that have I think, Hank, I think you do have access to the vault, the AK vault. There's subcontractor agreements that are in there. There's also prospecting documents in there for prospecting the perfect performance partners for your business. That should be studied. That really helps to do your prospecting, but also doing the discovery with them, making sure their branding's accurate, you know, good, making sure that their core values exist, making sure that they're not some fly-by-night. Google reviews, Facebook reviews, you know, do they answer their phones? Have you seen their place of business? Are their tools a mess? Are their pavers broken down? We want to operate with really great performance partners. What I usually like to do out of the gate when I'm just accelerating kind of at that ski jump where you are, Hank, you're at the bait, you're just kind of cruising up that ski jump right now because you believe with conviction in the model and the things we're talking about because you see it now. When you start to hit that performance partner, I don't like to necessarily GC that deal. I much prefer to do a lead handoff to the company and get paid a top line commission off of the deal rather than GCing or managing it. That's how I usually like to do it on the first few, just to feel it out, see the way that they pave, see the way that they operate, and then really get into that model of saying, now I'm comfortable in their pricing. I'm comfortable in understanding that the agreement that I have with them is ironclad. They're accelerating as it relates to that. But out of the gate, you really are just building and I'll say this delicately, but at the same time, really powered. You're building a marketing and sales engine first. And so you've generated a lead, you've qualified the lead, there's been a request for quote. At that point, what we need to realize is that we're a pavement asset management company. And you need to be transparent that you don't do all of the work in every realm of pavement management or maintenance, but you do have relationships that excel on providing the services that you may not. But again, you're a pavement asset management company committed to keeping pavement safe, long lasting, and looking great. And so as long as you operate with transparency and you set the expectations in a real form where you're not feeling that imposter or like I'm just kind of selling something and making money off of a sub in your mindset and I don't really know what I'm selling yet, I think we're better off at this point to set up the performance partner relationship and say, you know what, you're not going to perform as a partner. I'm going to be a lead partner on this one. I'm going to hand you this lead and you guys are going to quote it. And I want to get paid my 10 points off the top line or whatever you can negotiate with them. That's the way I would roll on the first several projects, probably 3 to 5 projects. And I would do the same thing with concrete. I would do the same thing with pressure washing. I would do the same thing with roofing. You guys are a marketing and sales engine first that provides pavement asset management solutions. but you're also not going to hold back from servicing your client at the highest level to be a lighthouse to get them great contractors to get these jobs completed for them that you can make money off of. I hear so many people say, I'll send you a lead, you send me a lead down the line. It's like bullshit, man. That's such crap. Listen, if I'm going to bring a lead to you that wouldn't have been there otherwise, and we're going to work on this together, I want to do a Superman high five with you, and I want to build a machine with you. You guys are really good at operating those pavers and getting the jobs done. There's no risk to having me as one of those sales partners out there bringing jobs to the table that wouldn't have been there otherwise. They love that stuff, man. But again, when they represent you, whether it's a lead that you've shifted or their performance partner, remember they're an extension of you. They're an arm of you. So if they show up sloppy, your customer will see you as that new average. Make sense, Hank?
Absolutely, undoubtedly. Thank you.
Welcome, brother. Michael Winley, hand up. Rock and roll, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. I come in late. I'm on my way to switch out vehicles and gonna bring the little striper out to do some stop bars and municipality tomorrow. But I only caught the last part of that, and I just wanted to ask you a question, Judd. Maybe you could explain it a little bit better because it just kind of happened to me recently, but it all worked out. I did I went and looked at the job, measured it, sold it, got the paper guy to tell me how much it was going to be. And on a lot of the bigger projects, I just nurture the lead, talk to the people. When it comes time for agreement, I will pass them off to him or I'll just give it to him. And it's worked out really well like that for me. And now I go do all his striping and everything else. But I found out something that was really valuable to me and I didn't know it is because I didn't put the sales tax on a $13,750 job. When his company invoiced me, they wanted to know if I had, and I'm in Mississippi, so they wanted to something from the department or something that you set up when you do a job in the state of Mississippi. So when the sales tax come through, you can pass it off to whoever is doing the job for you. But the person that sells the job and who's the check's getting cut to, they have to do that ahead of the job or have it that paper so they can give it to the person that's doing it so they can figure out where their tax in. I didn't know if you could tighten what I just said up a little bit, but thank God for me, it was for the Salvation Army. I reached out to them. They sent me their tax exempt form. I sent it to the paving people and they said, perfect, Michael, it works great. Now I'm with the IRS trying to get this paper. So I know now when I'm doing actually like GCing it to have that in place. Do you know anything about that, or could you speak into that for about the guys that are trying to actually sell the work and have the performance partner relationship at the same time?
Yeah, it's at a state level too. Like it's different all over the country, right? So
Okay.
what I usually recommend is that you call your authorities, your local authorities, and just
Okay.
make sure that you understand what's involved with that. There's situations where there's tax exempt stuff, but there's reseller certificates. There's a bunch of stuff that you can be using in certain states. But Mike, what I would say is this: I just want to leave, and we can send out some information on this, guys, afterwards. I am not a tax expert in any way, shape, or form. I will not pretend to be at all. So, Mike, I'm probably not the guy to speak a whole lot about that. What I will say is this: commissions can get cut by any company to you. And so I want you to think about this, right? Let's just say that hypothetically there was a 550,000 square foot job in Titusville, Florida, that called our company up and said, hey, we just bought the shopping mall. I'd love the opportunity to be able to have you guys come out and seal coat the whole thing and get all the crack sealing done and striping and all of that stuff. I'd really like to do that before all of our tenants move in. And I said, well, I'll be honest, we don't do the work. We have a phenomenal network of people that are able to execute on projects like this as a premier pavement preservation company that can really do this kind of stuff for you. Let me make a phone call and let me get back to you. I made one phone call 2 states away with a guy that I knew that had the capability of executing on this 550,000 square footer in 4 days. And I'm like, I'm going to send my videographer your way, and I need you guys to just pay me a commission on the deal. What kind of commission can you pay me on the deal? And he said, I'll give you 15% off of the top. So all I did was facilitate a conference call, made the introduction, and got written a check for $38,000. It took me less than 15 minutes. We ended up droning it. We ran on Facebook Live that project. It was a really cool project. My point is that if you can't, if a lot of us are like, no, I want to keep it underneath my umbrella. I want to be able to have GC this thing because I'm going to make an extra 5% or 7% on this deal or whatever it is. For guys that are just starting out here right now, you may want to consider going the marketing and sales lead generation route, and then having companies that you can hand this off to and make the introduction. Just sign some kind of a sales agent agreement with that company, so that it's in writing and you have it, right? If they decide that they don't want to pay you on the project afterwards and they want to stiff you on it, then you'll just find another company to do this with. The majority of companies that exist out there don't answer their phone. This industry is wide open for us to answer our phone, but also to make phone calls and go out and sell. It's a huge market gap. For those of us, every single person on here who aggressively approaches this as a sales engine, as a sales business first, I promise you're going to be successful. It's just a matter of numbers. It's numbers. If you call 5 people a day, you know what the result is. You know what happens, Ben, when you call 50 people a day. It's, at the end of the day, it's just a numbers game. Mike, I totally didn't answer your question, but it's stay level. Check your tax laws if you're subbing work, GC stuff. Some of you might need licensing. Go and check what you need in order to do that kind of stuff. But I can promise you, in every single state and in every province in Canada, you can generate leads and ship those off and get paid a referral commission without any issue. Connect the dots. Ben, your hand's up. You're muted, brother. Was your hand up, or that was from earlier?
Yeah, no. I got a question when selecting a performance partner, right? I know I'm trying to shape my mentality, like working with other people, right? But I noticed a lot of the payment guys that I have, or that I could bet out some of the work, they already have seal coating. And I guess, how do you make sure they don't undercut you, that they don't boot you out, Because a lot of the people don't have the mentality of like, hey, let's work together. Like, I'm gonna have sharp elbows and I'm gonna cut you out. You know what I mean? How do you
Those aren't your partners.
How do you identify him? Like, do you have any stories that you can share? Like, hey, I worked with this guy, he booted me out, and or here's some of the signs that you got to look for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So there's 2 things. One is, if you have anybody that does not have any Google reviews that are up on Google, you're not going to really consider them a whole lot. You need to find that they have a Google presence. You need to know that they have a website. You need to know that they have a Facebook page. Ideally, an Instagram profile. If they have YouTube videos, that's even better, but not many people are doing that. Wink. One more time. Not many people are doing the YouTube out there. Wink. Guys, I don't know if you got my wink, but I'm going to do it one more time. Wink.
I think he winked. That was
Winked.
a wink. Yeah.
Oh man. Like I after this, Ben, I've got a golden tip that I'm going to give you guys that's worth a year worth of coaching for you guys. Like I'm going to literally give you a tip that is mind blowing. All right. Then you want to look to make sure that they're established. You want to go and meet them at their place of business. You want to look at their equipment. You want to see their people. You want to see some jobs that they're actually performing, right? Like, I'd love, I'm out here selling jobs. I'm not going to stop selling jobs. That's my business, right? Like that's your business. But you'd love the opportunity to be able to send them some jobs that are qualified jobs that are good jobs that they can go out and execute on. You don't want the small little stingy jobs. You want the big jobs. You want those good jobs. You want those 15, 25, 30, 50 Kers.
100%.
You want to make money. You want to make real money, man. Real money. And the only way to do that is by going out and hunting those jobs and then bringing those sales qualified leads to the table. If you're going to use them as a performance partner to execute, be patient with yourself. But don't forget this, guys. Don't forget this. If you're spending 14 touch points with a prospect to move it through to a closed one stage, because that's what it is in today's environment, it keeps going up, but it's like 14 touch points to close a deal. And with our performance partners, we make 2 phone calls and have 1 meeting with them. And it's like, spend time with them, man. Think of them as your business partners. Get to know them. Get them to like you. You're a good guy. You're an easy guy to like, Ben. Go meet them and spend some time with them. Tell them you want to come work on the paver for a day, shovel some asphalt. You want to go operate out in the parking lot and do some work with them. You want to become a sales extension for their business.
100%. Thanks.
You
Thanks,
guys,
yeah.
you guys need to have this. I want us to think about this. We're building a marketing and sales engine. We're either self-performing on the work, or we're going to have people who are going to execute on the work on our behalf. That's the split. The question really comes down to, are they a subcontractor in your mind and in their mind? Because if they're a subcontractor, that's substandard. It feels like shit. Subcontractor. Substandard, subcontractor. That sucks. Partners. So you guys all are to me. You're all partners. You're all extensions of AK, man. We're extensions of you guys. We're here building business together. Partners. I don't see anybody in our community or anybody I talk on the phone with as a customer ever. I see every single one of you as a partner. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here, straight up. It's boring. Customer and vendor, subcontractor, GC. It's no fun. Anybody want that tip I was going to share? Okay. There's an application called ChatGPT. There is the ability to say, create 5 teleprompter scripts that are optimized for the asphalt maintenance, repair, and paving industry. Create the teleprompter script without emojis and without headlines, and give me the most optimized title for each one of these videos that is going to draw the most attention, and make sure to include hooks in that teleprompter script so that people engage with me to book pavement assessments and or to get a quote. And then you push submit. And if you choose the thinking model, if you're on the thinking model, it'll probably take 4 minutes or 3 minutes to maybe less. If you just do the auto one, it'll be even quicker, probably like 30 seconds. You'll have all of those teleprompter scripts. Then you're going to go to the wonderful Apple Store or Google Play, and you're going to download an app called Captions. And when you download the app called Captions, you're going to hit the hamburger menu in the top left, and you're going to scroll down to teleprompter. And you're going to copy and paste the script for video 1 into the teleprompter box on this app, and you'll see yourself in the background. They've advanced this thing so far that you're able to read the script. It's really cool. You could read the script, and then once you've completed it, you can say denoise, so it sounds like a studio recording, even if you're out in the middle of a parking lot. And you can also click eye contact for eye tracking. So in the scenario that your eyes were scanning on the teleprompter, it fixes all of that using AI. Now, if you take those videos and captions and you add it to your video camera roll outside of the app, and then you upload it to a Google Drive folder, for example, so that you can start storing all of your videos in Google Drive, because you're going to be doing this for line striping, crack repair, surface prep, patching, catch basin, drainage, pavement assessments, about my business, you name it, because ChatGPT will tell you all the right things that you need to do. They'll be in Google Drive. Once they're in Google Drive, I want you to go to YouTube and make sure you have a YouTube channel that's set up, and do some cool branding up there. If you want to go to ChatGPT, you can create your own logo in there for your branding for YouTube as well. It'll do all of that for you. And then you can set up your YouTube channel. Now, once you upload those videos that take approximately, like I shot 6 today, they'll all be published in the next 7 days, and then they'll live for the rest of my life, generating hundreds of thousands of dollars for me eternally. Yeah, just guys, nobody else is doing this stuff. Build a marketing machine that creates the social proof that you need, generates leads through omni-channel environments, create the sales engine, understand closer framework, objection handling, understand how to do emotionally compelling pavement assessments and proposals, move the follow-ups, 14 touch point, close those deals, operations, core values, culture, SOPs, emergency stuff, finance. Yes, we've gone over that as well. And then AK Dash, the system, or job, or PaveSoft, or whatever platform you want. Of course, I'm biased because AK Dash is the best because Dylan Malone gets to do all the demos, and we've got such massive differentiators now with AI integrated. But if you guys just do some of these things, like just some of these things, I promise you, you will build a really cool business in the industry, and or scale the one that you've already got. That one golden nugget right there on the videos, by the way, guys. If you guys don't share your YouTube channel with me and I don't see those videos up in the next 30 days, I am going to literally fly to where you are and kick your asses. Just do it. Ruthie, I'll give you a hug, promise. But yeah, these are, anyway, I've been rambling a lot, guys. It's 7:48. We got 12 minutes. Open it up to questions. Let's fly. Let's go. Matt's sitting there. I see him smiling and nodding his head a lot. Matt, what's up? Is this stuff ringing a bell? Is this ringing home?
Well, I'm new, first timer here. Sorry, everyone. I'm in a hockey rink, but yeah, no, definitely resonating. I really appreciate it. Been working for a linear construction company, essentially creating temporary roadways for utility companies for the past couple of years. I lead our national sales, but now I'm thinking about going out on my own. I live in Southern Ohio, greater Cincinnati area. I have some connections to local officials. When I ask them what their biggest pain point is, they say potholes. So both Matthias and Dylan have been awesome, kind of supporting this journey. So I just want to say thank you to both of those guys, and for you for setting this up. But I've never worked in asphalt. Trying to learn, soak up as much as I can. This has been super helpful. And I'm trying to wrap my head around how do I validate my assumptions? How do I win that first deal? Because I know once I do it, it can snowball. But also, you don't know what you don't know. So that's why forums like this are, roundtables are just extremely helpful. I want to make that first sale. I think there's a great opportunity to make a first sale with a local municipality, right? Not necessarily, but it might actually be easier on the private side, but I haven't explored that at all.
Private
is there, okay. All right.
Yeah, brother. Like
Yeah.
you could tomorrow.
I started my career cold calling. I don't mind cold calling 100 people, but what do I do first?
Yeah. So like on the 30th, we have we were going to charge for it. And I said, screw it, guys, we're doing it completely free. So on the 30th, we have the pothole hunting webinar workshop that I'm hosting. We're giving away an R2. We're giving away King Boss for, is it King Boss for a month, Malone? Is that what we're doing? King Boss for a month, and then a bunch of swag for third draw. But we've got, I don't know, I think there's 30, what was it? 38 people this morning. Is that right, Matthias? Something like that? 38 people signed up. That pothole hunting workshop, for those of you that come to it, you can go the next day and start selling potholes and start booking those with deposits. Like for me, I always go after the pain points first. I think that it's super easy. Like for so many people are like, man, I'm going into off season, and I'm like, off season? I'm like, this is playoff season, man. This is the time to go like crush it. Everybody else is sleeping, thinking like everybody's glued to these windows as Kermit the Frog, like that meme where it's like snow falling on a parking lot. I'm like, you guys can stay behind the window as Kermit the Frog pasted to the window, but not us, man. Not us. We're out there hunting these opportunities. That's where the opportunities are built. Matt, I would go private sector first. I would also strongly urge you to go after an ABS model, account-based selling model, multi-property. So when we think of property management companies, I would right now build a prospect list and scrape all property management companies that are within a 100-mile radius of me or 200-mile radius, and then start making phone calls to them and literally just having the conversations about liability risks on their lot. And you'd love the opportunity to be able to go literally hunt these liabilities to help them understand what tripping hazards are there, what kind of catch basin overflow could be happening, ice rinks that are ending up on their parking lot, pardon the pun with the background, but you get my drift. Like I would be hunting that right now and just building relationships right now and just feeling that out. Yeah. It's prospect, pavement assessment appointment, go do your pavement assessment, proposal emotionally compelling, close the deal, and then somebody do the work. And frankly, like, I don't know if you've seen some of the equipment, assuming. Did I lose you guys? Did I lose
You're
you guys?
back.
Am I back?
You're back. You're back. We heard you the whole time.
Where
No,
did
we
you
just
lose
couldn't
me?
see your video. No,
Okay, cool.
we had the.
So for those of you that are like contemplating whether or not to do pothole hunting, like we totally have, this hasn't existed in the industry ever. Okay. We have the mini pizza oven. It's literally an asphalt recycler. We ship pallets of recycler, turns into malleable fresh asphalt. You put it in the potholes with your infrared machine and you do your repairs. And if you look at that pizza oven, along with what the infrared is and your pallets of the hot mix and your vibrating plate and everything, when we did the math, Matthias, the math breakdown, we'll share it on the pothole hunting workshop. But like, if you were financing a deal like that, it's like $750 a month for that, which is like doing 5 pothole repairs in a month. Like legitimately, and they're everywhere. And it's like to go out and make anywhere from that, you know, $15,000 to $25,000 number, we have to hunt 8 potholes a day, like 22 days a month. And I'll tell you that the majority of parking lots have a shit ton more than 8 pothole, 8 repairs on it. So it's like, that's what I would be hunting, Matt. If I was out there in the field right now, I'd be getting a camo jacket that said pothole hunting on it with my pothole hunting hat with orange writing that said I'm a pothole hunter, and I'd put magnets on my truck and I'd go hunt potholes. And like that would become my marketing campaign. That literally would become my sales approach, make people smile. They're like, oh, finally you're here to fix potholes. Like that's the way I would approach it when I'd be going into a fall or winter months. Once you solve those pain points, it opens up the opportunity to sell them the protein shakes, which is the seal coating and line striping and the paving down the line, concrete, bollards, lighting, and all of that stuff. Don't forget, this is a really good time too right now, just another golden nugget. Go do night assessments on the lighting of parking lots. There's safety risks in shadowed areas for both trip and falls and vision, but also for potential other security reasons. And so when you can take video of those things that nobody else is doing, again, nobody in our industry does this stuff. I'm generalizing, but like, I don't know anybody other than people we train. Those are the kind of things that really stand out for them is like, oh, cool. You guys have done a day assessment and a night assessment for my lot. Oh my gosh, that's really incredible. You guys actually do that at no cost? Man, we got another 75 properties. We want to pay you guys to do this stuff, but which I've seen happen multiple times.
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. Really appreciate it.
Matt, I just finished another deal with a company. This is really cool. This is a sneak peek. Nobody knows about this. So we did you guys know about the attentive integration that we did for the AI, the blueprint and aerial takeoffs for AK Dash. Are you guys aware of that? Advanced paving takeoffs. If you're not aware of that, you guys should see it. Like, it's pretty amazing what it does for you. It'll calculate all the square feet for you. It's 98% accurate. Calculates the linear feet of paint, all the concrete surface areas. Does an advanced paving takeoff. We call it an aerial takeoff. I just did a deal with like a crowdsourced company that has 15,000 people that have apps on their phone that can go do pavement assessments for you guys on your behalf. That's going to be integrated into Dash. So you can go do your ground assessments as well. So when I talk about building a marketing and a sales machine, you guys can build that from an office and then work your process through to the point of shaking hands and getting your deals completed. I wanted to get rid of a lot of that constraint and that pain through that sales process. Guys, we've got it, man. We're super excited for that one. Yeah. And they can turn it around in 48 hours too. So if you gave them a list of like 30 properties in, let's say, Cincinnati, they can turn 30 properties around in like 48 hours for you. And you could have your aerial and your ground assessments already done for that property management company. They'll go and take photos. They'll take video walkthroughs. It's literally based upon a survey that we provide pertaining to a lot. It's awesome. And it can be booked literally right through the system. It's like request aerial assessment, request ground assessment, bingo, bango, done. You come back 48 hours later, you've got it all done for the property, shaped up, prepared for you. You review your scopes and you send it out.
Keller, that's awesome. Can't
Kingsley,
wait.
good. Yeah, Matt, it's exciting for sure. Kingsley, Canada, for the company that we're working with, is moving into Canada for 2026. It's not in Canada yet. Sorry, brother. You're going to have to do those assessments for right now.
Thank you so much. Judge, I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
So you did, I don't know, I'm not going to watch this video again. But the way you explained the ChatGPT, going to CapCut and all of that, I don't know how we can have a section on that separately, or if we have to talk to Dylan McCann to elaborate more on that. That's number one. Then number two, you spoke so much about subcontracting, right? So as a lead generator or lead owner, how do I protect the lead for future, making sure I continue to get the business from the property owner and all of that. So I have the lead, I have a subcontractor that I'm working with. I'm giving them this job. So how do I protect that particular lead, for the future as well?
You do the very best that you can by having if you're shifting the lead over them, you have a sales agent agreement with them. You do the best that you can. If you have somebody that's going to go and try to steal a lead, then they're never going to do business with you again because they don't fit your business and your mold. They burn the bridge. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, it's about working with people that you believe are operating with integrity that can really be your partner on this, not just a sub that's going to steal from you.
I'll add another thing is it's the
Thank you.
relationship you have with the owner of the property. If you don't have that relationship, it's going to go away no matter what you do. So you need to maintain the relationship, just like a friend, right?
Oh, thank you.
And relating to the captions and the chat GPT and all of that, it's going to be all in the notes that are getting emailed out after this roundtable, and this video can get watched as well. There's a lot of value, Kingsley, in the beginning portion of this video. I strongly recommend that you watch the recording. Apologies.
Watch the recording, and if you want the notes for this, send me an email and I'll send you the Fathom note taker and video.
It'll all be in there, the instructions relating to caption and chat GPT.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, my bro. All right, cool. So let's keep things tight here, guys. We're at the top of the hour. Is there any final questions that you guys have before we hop off this round table? Any questions? Only silly question is the one unasked. All right, it's the only one. Any questions? No.
What you doing tonight, buddy?
I am actually I'm going to get away from this computer. I feel like I got a sunburn, even though it looks pretty pale. I feel like I got a sunburn in front of my 3 monitors today. I've spent a lot of time in front of the screen. I've got new eyes too, right? I had my lenses replaced, and then and so my eyes are ready for a little rest. So I think what I am going to do though, my wife pulled out this beautiful flank steak, like a marbled flank steak. And so I think I'm going to go out onto the deck and I'm going to barbecue that with some good steak spice, medium rare.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I appreciate all of you. I hope that you guys got some takeaways here today. Hopefully there's been some value that you guys are able to walk away with. What I hope in all of these meetings transparently, like I hope it motivates and inspires you guys, but at the same time, I hope that you can actually take things away from it and then put it into action. Like that's what I really hope. And you don't have to put it all into action. Just if you can take one thing away from this meeting, just go apply that one thing and really go after building that one thing. Don't look at this as a marathon or drinking from a fire hose. It can be overwhelming. It gets very stressful to do it that way. Do it in micro bites and short sprints. I love sprint goals. They really are fun. So, at AK we have our quarterly sprints that we operate with, right? So every quarter we all line up and we've got our critical drivers, our KPIs, and our sprints that we're executing on. Every single person in our company today, we're celebrating our 23rd business anniversary in December, which is awesome. End of November, apologies. What's really cool is that every person in the company knows what they need to be doing, which is a lot of fun. And when you can do that, when you can give kind of those GPS coordinates of what needs to get executed on, and you create meeting rhythms, and you build a culture that's super attractive all the way around, you build a really cool business that is a lot of fun. And huge shout out to Mr. Matthias here, right? Like Matthias doesn't need to be on the roundtables here at night. He's just done it naturally and comes and he puts in long hours. He doesn't need to be here, but he does it. And privilege, my man, to work with you. I'm going to publicly praise you right now, but love you, man. I appreciate you, all your time, all your energy, what you stand for, the lighthouse in the background, the most crazy logo that I've ever seen, which was a mistake. It got printed on the front. It was supposed to be on the back. And, there you go. That's the way it was supposed to be, right, guys? But it's like, I hope that you guys, Matthias, what do you think? We hope that they all are able to do something that's powerful like we've done.
It's my prayer every single day that whoever I get to touch through this process has a more successful business than they did when they first jumped in the door. So.
And I love, and the consistency too, brother, like the consistency, right? Like showing up early, like Matthias is on, we have a company group chat on WhatsApp, right? And we have a sales group chat for every department. We've got this different group chats, and then we've got our company one. But I see Matthias. What time do you wake up in the morning?
4:30.
4:30.
Yeah.
And now
we jumped on this morning at 6. Was it 6 o'clock my time? We jumped on this morning at a first call, so we've been on since then.
And it's 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're smiling, having fun doing it, right? Build something really, really great that you guys are super excited about. The money is a lot of fun too, right? But like, have fun, man. Have fun in the process of building your business. It's exciting. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but shit, it's exciting, man. Not many people choose to do this, guys. A lot of people go sit in traffic in a job. You guys are here building something really cool. Be patient with yourself. And at the end of the day, I say this, when you're given a good brush on those teeth, man, look in the mirror, deep in your eyes, and say, I've got work to do, but I'm proud of you. You know, just do it. All right, guys. Have a beautiful night. I'm really looking forward to seeing y'all next week. Same time, same place. Let's go win this balance of the week and early into next. We'll see you next week on the roundtable, guys. See ya.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks for jumping in.
Matthias.
Thanks,
See you,
Matt.
brother.
Thanks, Judd. Good job. Way to go.
See you, brother. Bye. See you, Ruthie.